You're not Gen X, and you're not a millennial, but your whole life, you felt stuck between both. Too young for one, too old for the other. That's not random. It shaped how your brain developed, and there are 3 reasons it made you different from everyone around you. If you were born between 1976 and 1985, you need to hear this. Comment "bridge" if this already feels like you. Picture this. It's a Sunday afternoon. You're 14 years old, genuinely bored. Not scrolling through videos bored, staring at the ceiling bored. The microwave clock ticking from 2:47 to 2:48, and that's the most interesting thing happening. So you sat with it. You passed physical notes in class, made plans and just showed up. No text saying running late, no way to cancel last minute. That built a different kind of reliability in people. Then one day, you were in your early 20s, the entire world went digital. Not gradually, overnight. And here's what most people completely miss. You were old enough to remember the before, and young enough to adapt to the after. Most people learned one world. You learned both at once. But the real reason goes deeper than just growing up in 2 eras. Here's the first reason you always feel in between. Your brain absorbed 2 completely different worlds during the same window it was still being built. The prefrontal cortex is still maturing until your mid-20s. You hit the digital revolution right inside that window. Plastic enough to absorb it, old enough to remember what came before. That's not confusion, that's bilingualism. You can sit through a dinner without checking your phone and actually enjoy it. You can learn new software without a tutorial. You remember what it felt like to be genuinely unreachable for hours. Most people can only do one of those things. You can do both. And you don't even realize how rare that is. Here's the second reason. This is the part that quietly created your anxiety. You graduated, and the economy collapsed. You finally found stability, and 2008 hit. Again, right when you were supposed to be building the foundation that carries the rest of your life, the ground kept shifting. Research shows that entering the workforce during a downturn suppresses earnings for a decade or more. Not temporarily, structurally. But it doesn't just affect your bank account. It becomes a low hum of contingency planning that never fully turns off. Some part of you keeps one eye on the exit, just in case. You didn't choose that vigilance. The timing built it into you. Here's the third reason. Your generation grieved something nobody gave you language for. You grew up in a world where your embarrassing moments faded. That 7th grade haircut, that relationship that ended badly, that phase you outgrew. Gone. No photo evidence, no searchable record. You were the last generation that got to disappear after growing up. Then you watched every generation after you grow up permanently documented. Every mistake archived, every phase preserved. You saw what was lost. Most people never even knew it existed. But here's what makes your generation remarkable. You hold contradictions without it feeling strange. Independent but cooperative. Skeptical but optimistic. Analog and digital. Moving between 2 genuinely different worlds doesn't create confusion. It creates flexibility. You didn't study it, you lived it. So the next time you feel like you don't quite fit, that's not a flaw. That's the defining feature of your generation. You were never lost between 2 worlds. You were built to bridge them. If this finally gave your experience a name, subscribe, and watch the next video. It's the psychology of millennials, born just after you, who caught the same wave from a different angle. If this one hit home, that one is the missing chapter.